Hey there, welcome to the channel. So today, just going to do a quick update on some of the weird stuff that happened today. All right, so welcome. We got Cat Cam in the house. So I want to look at really some interesting moves. So if I looked at like gold, GLD as the proxy for gold, you see that it kind of had this kind of descending triangle kind of a thing. It's also got like a W in there, but we had this huge breakdown. And although it's only a 1.8% move down, it just kind of interesting. It kind of sort of looks like it sort of broke basically one of these triangles. So it's like a almost a broken triangle. So if I looked here and I said, that's where I was, I have kind of a couple points here. It almost looks like a pendant, or it almost looks like a symmetrical type triangle. Well, it broke that today, right? It really gapped down out of that potential to be a kind of uh, a symmetrical triangle or a pennant. It sort of looks like it really broke because it went down to here. However, what's kind of interesting is, it's holding right in this other support area here. So it just kind of held there. Now, I don't know. It looks really sketchy to me. This still looks like now it's kind of looks more like a descending kind of triangle. Maybe it's going to consolidate some more, but I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of breaks down. So kind of crappy move in gold. It looks like, you wonder about that is the commodities kind of breaking down. We also had over here, we have kind of a down day in the oil too. So I'm looking at USO, which is the ETF, kind of tries to track it. Went down and then it reversed and came back up. It's sort of kind of, at least on the USO version of it, it's kind of still in that kind of symmetrical kind of triangle. So it hasn't quite fallen out, but it does make me wonder if it's going to go pop out of there. The other thing I wanted to look at, so I just looked at the gold GLD as a proxy for gold, and you see how it kind of gapped down on the daily, and then looking, let's take a look at the weekly on that thing. If we look at it, yeah, we had this big thingamajigger here, technical term. We had a big basically kind of a wedge here. It popped out over here, and then it put in another, so it's almost like a little bit of a base on a base kind of pattern, and this was kind of a descending kind of triangle area here. And so really what happened, today is like, bam, it really just broke below that. So it's kind of technically hanging on to some, but it's really looks really sketchy. So it really just looks like, gold has gone to dog poo on a stick. And this is going to be interesting because, you know, does gold come down and it like kind of hooks into this trend line and keeps doing stuff and maybe goes up, or was this like caused so much damage, like this is like a failed breakout above this wedge? If it's failed, is it going to be a situation where, all right, well, it failed and now it's going to just start driving down? It's kind of weird. You see this in some of these patterns. You see they kind of like a consolidation will break one way and then it'll reverse and go long term in the other direction. Very weird stuff. So definitely, I think like your gold is not looking too good, and your oil kind of is suspect too. That whole speculation is EU going to ban Russian oil. Well, yeah, Macron won, but it's kind of a tough one. That's really, Germany's got to push back on that because they're going to destroy their economy if they do that. So yeah, I'm kind of suspecting it's not going to happen. So our yields dropped. So there's a little bit of bond buying there. Our SPY was, um, basically pretty flat today. Didn't really do too much. It actually, it was down and then it kind of reversed and went up a little bit. So, and then, so tomorrow is the big earning. Tomorrow we start like earnings. So there's earnings for the rest of the week, pretty heavy, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, really heavy. So we'll kind of see what happens. We'll see what happens with the issue with um, basically earnings, inflation, what the companies are saying, how things look to them. And the other thing is the dollar, has been pushing up. So we have, dollar really pushing up here. And so far it's got a doji, but it's up 0.5% today. So, it's kind of interesting how that dollar going up kind of like finally looks like it broke gold today. So it looks like that could be the case. So we'll see what happens with all these earnings, what's going to be going on with them, and what some of the other economic events that are coming up. So I think it kind of relies on that. So I think that's it for this one.